I like Doctor Who. I like Transformers. You know what I don't like? Doctor Who and Transformers together. I feel like it'd be hard to justify both the existence of the Doctor and, I don't know, the racist robots from the second Bay movie in the same universe. They're both their own entities that work better on their own. Why would you ever put them together unless you're putting them on some tacky Loot Crate shirt? I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel like there's loads of hurdles you'd have to jump over to make it work. Like with Doctor Who's constantly changing lore that spans almost 60 years with fixed points in time and all that, versus Transformers' Autobot Decepticon war that spans over 1 million years, which has huge repercussions across the universe. How would you even make that work? Enter SImon Furman. SImon Furman is one of the biggest names in the Transformers franchise, having written a lot of the original Marvel UK comics run, old IDW, Earth Wars, and just way too much for me to even be bothered to list. Furman's admitted in the past that the immense amount of Transformers work he does often leaves him feeling typecast and that his non-Transformers work is overlooked. Well, we're going to be looking at 2 different comics he wrote. In particular, one from issue 135 of Doctor Who magazine in 1988 called The Crossroads of Time, and issue 8 of Death's Head called Time Bomb. Let's start with Crossroads of Time. This comic features the 7th Doctor meeting the bounty hunter Death's Head. While not from Cybertron, Death's Head is a giant robot with a gun, so he might as well be a Transformer. Originally written as a one-off for the Transformers Marvel Comics, Death's Head actually got his start as a single-page comic called High Noon Tex. His first appearance in our good old Transformy Boy comics was in the Transformers issue 113 UK range, where he tried to claim a bounty on Galvatron and brutally murdered Bumblebee. Nice. Despite not lasting long in the Transformers range, he became a fan favourite, appearing in the 2005 IDW Comics continuity, as well as a brief cameo in Beast Wars Uprising and having a ship named after him in Transformers Animated. Plus, Dr. Lockdown really likes him, so he must be cool. In issue 151 of the Transformers UK range, Death's Head is sent careening into the time vortex after trying to chase down Cyclonus and Scourge, this being the last time he appeared in the Transformers range, which leads us straight into Doctor Who magazine issue 135, The Crossroads of Time. After hurtling through the time vortex, Death's Head collides straight into the TARDIS, sending him and the Doctor crashing down onto the planet below. Now, I love Doctor Who, right? I love all the Doctors, from old Billy to Jodie Whittaker. I love the hot Cybermen and the dumb lore in the time one of the companions did a nude photo shoot with a Dalek. That being said, I'm not exactly 100% sure what's happening in the Doctor Who range at this point, but there's like this guy called the Warden. Not that Warden, that would be sick. He's like a genie that tells the Doctor that Death's Head is here and he needs to stop him. Apparently he was never in anything before this or after. It's very strange. Anyway, Doctor number 7, heckin' Sylvester McCoy. I love this man. I ruined his whole day at a convention back in 2015 by telling everyone where he was hiding. That's a true story, that's not a joke. Death's Head is obviously very upset that the Doctor interrupted his infinite prison of hurtling endlessly through space and threatens to murder him and steal his TARDIS. What are you gonna do, use it as a paperweight? Shit's tiny.
No, don't let's do anything silly.
What? So then, the Doctor, the main character of this 60-year saga, best known for using their quick wits and negotiation tactics to save the day and bring peace and kindness to all, finds a gun on the ground and shoots Death's Head in the face. The gun is actually the Master's Tissue Compression Eliminator, which is like their trademark weapon for some reason. I guess the scariest thing in the 1970s was becoming a tiny man. I wasn't lying about the Doctor finding it on the ground though, they do just kind of spot it there. Wait, did the Doctor actually intend to kill Death's Head there?
I mean, with something called an eliminator, you'd expect it to eliminate, wouldn't you?
Jesus, man, I was just kind of kidding about the Doctor going full kill mode there. Furman is no chill. Aw, look at him, he's cute. Death's Head is understandably furious about being turned into Danny DeVito and makes chase. It's at this point where I'm starting to see the appeal of Death's Head. He thrives off of killing people but isn't too privy to making deals for his life. I think it's an interesting dynamic, I don't know. In this case, the Doctor offers his TARDIS for his life.
So, in return for your life, you will give me your time machine and show me how to work it. Yes? Sadly, that all sounds very reasonable. As I am now of a size to fit inside it and need to return to my own time, I accept.
Good. Come on, this way.
Roomy, yes?
Indeed, and operating the TARDIS is simplicity itself. Just switch on the dimensional engines, activate the time drive, and engage the dematerialization circuit, thus... Right, that's about it. I'll be off.
Not that I don't trust you, yes, but I'll feel happier if you accompany me on my first trip.
Very well. Where shall we go?
Surprise me, yes?
Of course, it's a trick. The Doctor dispatches of Death's Head way too easily by magically teleporting him away to Earth in the year 8162. So, okay, the Doctor just sent Death's Head, a now pint-sized robot assassin, to Earth, the planet he dedicates his entire existence to protecting and saving, and he doesn't seem to bat an eye.
A victory, I suppose. But I can't help wondering what Death's Head will do on Earth. A pity. It was my favourite planet.
Cool. Fun. So why does this exist? I decided to seek out the man himself for answers. Furman had this to say when I confronted him violently on Twitter.
Lastly, we needed a story mechanism to get Death's Head from a to-be-not dimension reduced to human size. And we were versed in Marvel universe connectivity enough to want to do it properly, even via an admittedly unlikely team-up route. Doctor, who monthly fitted the bill.
After this story, Death's Head... This is really hard to say. Death's Head's fate seems really muddled and confused. He showed up in the Hulk story, The Brute and the Bounty Hunter, written by SImon Furman. Then again in Dragon's Claws number 5, also written by SImon Furman. Okay, hold on. So this bizarre little Transformers crossover implies that Doctor Who and the Transformers coexist, in which case the Doctor has a lot to answer for. Likewise, so do the Autobots. I'm not letting Optimus Prime get off that easy. The whole story comes across as a quick attempt to justify Death's Head's presence in multiple universes and times, cause it is. It's not exactly the galaxy-spanning, genre-defining, shit-blasting and crossover that a lot of people would be hoping for when you combine two sci-fi franchises known for Lovecraftian horrors beyond human comprehension and general silliness. Plus, it's very odd how out of character the Doctor is in this story. Like, just beyond the fact he tries to murder Death's Head, his complete disregard for Earth's safety by sending Death's Head there is just so not the Doctor. It's almost as if this was written in a rush to set up Furman's solo Death's Head run. This story exists in canon limbo for both its respective franchises, but I'm sure it's canon to someone, and by someone I mean one person, SImon Furman. Honestly, using your positions in the comics industry to shove your OC into everything is a respectable grind. Anyway, let's move on to Death's Head issue 8, Time Bomb. It starts with the CEO of the color green making a broadcast to the universe about the invention of a time machine he's going to be selling soon. This guy's name is Josiah W. Dogbolter, and he invented this time machine for the sole purpose of destroying the Doctor and his TARDIS.
Don't be formal, boy. You can call me Death. Yes?
This cute little robot gives Death's Head the bounty on the Doctor's head, showing him the 5th, 6th and 7th Doctor. Where's the rest? Well, it was the 80s, those might as well be the only Doctors to ever exist at this point, what with the junking and everything. So Death's Head uses this time machine, which makes a poot noise, and goes hurtling back in time to 1646, where SImon Furman goes on a bizarre tangent about how Death's Head's presence got this woman thrown into an asylum and his footprints confused geologists in the future. Then he warps into 1916 and sees a tank and says,
Mother, is that you?
This is all very strange. He warps into what I assume is the modern day on a stage during a pantomime and makes a complete doofus out of himself. The 7th Doctor actually happens to be performing during this pantomime as a jester, sending Death's Head into a chase and
Where's the Time Lord? Where's the Doctor? Sorry, ladies. I thought this was the gents. Yes.
Okay, right. The Doctor escapes in a 2-person horse and gets into his TARDIS, but Death's Head manages to get inside. I'm not really clear how he did this. The Doctor's in the time vortex. Death's Head jumps off a pier into water and then he's inside. Anyway, it turns out the time machine is a bomb. So the Doctor and Death's Head work together to get it off his back. Death's Head throws it out of the TARDIS doors onto the building of the guy who sent him in the first place and... Whoa.
quits now, Time Lord. Next time you may not be so lucky. Next time I may finish you for good.
In that case, you'll need this. And all the other weapons you can muster. Because I don't kill easy. And another thing. You may live for 1,000 years. But there's one thing you'll never learn.
Oh, like what?
Like how to change.
But I changed my clothes yesterday and look at it. Ruined, yes? I've got a good mind to send you the dry cleaning bill.
I mean how to grow, how to really change on the inside.
That's not change, Time Lord. That's just falling apart.
You're wrong. The one thing we organic life forms have over you is change, evolution. 1,000 years from now will be different, but you'll be the same.
1,000 years from now I'll be rich, but you'll be dead. Now tell me, who's better off?
You're doomed, Death's Head. You're just a machine, a tool. Nobody needs you.
Maybe he's right. Who cares? I'm back in the game and I got my old toys to play with, yes? 'Cause I don't know where that time twister left me, but it sure as hell ain't home.
This only raises further questions. Both the Doctor and the Transformers exist in Marvel now, as the next issue has Death's Head meeting the Fantastic Four. Doctor, where were you when Thanos was wrecking shit? Optimus Prime, where were you when Ultron lifted up that whole town? I mean, I just think you should have given Ultron a big kiss, you know? A big Ultron kiss on the lip. At the very least, I think the Doctor is much more in character in this issue. I like his whole talk at the end. It's definitely something Seven in particular would say. So, yeah, that's the crossroads of time and Time Bomb. They're fine, probably only really notable for being a bizarre crossover that gets both franchises wrong in different ways, like how Death's Head says he killed his last target, except he didn't. That's just a lie. Death's Head briefly met the Doctor one last time in issue 12 of The Incomplete Death's Head, where he witnessed a bar fight. The Fourth Doctor beep the meep. Look, if you know, you know. You might have noticed that the further we go on, the less Transformers-y this is becoming. The only direct link between the two franchises is in the crossroads of time, and even then it's not really explained or even acknowledged that he just got done trying to kill some Decepticons. It's a somewhat superficial connection, but these comics are the only times the two franchises have ever directly crossed over, unless you count a G1 Galvatron being in the 2013 episode The Crimson Horror, Octus, a Transformer that turns into a Dalek, K9 appearing in the background of IDW, Skaro featuring in Transformers Animated, and the fact that many of the franchise's writers seem to have an affinity for Doctor Who.
It's the TARDIS principle, isn't it? It's Doctor Who, it's the TARDIS principle. They don't speak English, they speak Cybertronian, which is...
There are Doctor Who references scattered through my Transformers episodes, and
There's been this trend recently of having the Transformers cross over with a bunch of different stuff, and while this trend may not be continuing with IDW's loss of the Transformers IP, it is something I'd be curious to see in some weird alternate Nightmare Universe scenario. There's definitely potential here. Maybe the TARDIS could be a Transformer, or maybe Starscream teams up with the Master. Or what about Shockwave meeting Davros? That could be cool. I'm getting ahead of myself. People like to rag on SImon Furman for his Energon Enema business and the whole RC thingy, but this is by far his worst crime. Inserting his OC into Doctor Who, Transformers and Marvel and not having them cross over in some kind of big event. But then again, maybe we should be grateful that this wasn't much worse. Or written by Chris Chibnall. As a one-off oddity from the 80s, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad it happened. Thanks, Simon. But I can do it better. So basically, my idea is Megatron decides to team up with the Cybermen and the Daleks, and he's fighting Bumblebee. But the TARDIS is also a Then the Doctor comes out, and the Doctor's like, "Hello, everyone. I'm the Doctor," and the Doctor's like, that scared her. But then Megatron and the Cyber Leader realize that they're in love, and they Oh, shit, hold on. Hello?
Hoggers.
The BBC? That was the exact plot of the 60th anniversary, airing on November 23rd, 2023 at around 7 p.m. on a Saturday?